Like many of you, I started out with digitizing embroidery, and I didn't have the money to purchase one of the top of the line programs. So I bought Embird, and I was pleasantly surprised with what Embird could do. Um, After 4 or 5 years, I decided I wanted to make the move, so then I bought Wilcom Hatch, which is basically Wilcom Studio Lite. Great features, great product. Um, and then eventually I got to the point that I wanted to make the move to the Wilcom Embroidery Studio, and I bought Embroidery Studio 4.5. So my dilemma was I had all these files I digitized in Embird that I couldn't manipulate or work on and customize in Wilcom Hatch or Wilcom Studio. And I do a lot of motorcycle embroidery. That's where I get most of my business from. So I'm constantly having to modify them to add on the accessories for them. So I figured there's got to be an easy way to do this. There has to be some way to convert embroidery from one format to another. And I searched and searched and searched, and there isn't. But what I did come across is a process where I go into Embird, and this will probably work with any embroidery program, where you can export the file as an SVG. So let's go over here and let's go to Design. This is in Embird, and let's go to Open. And I wanted to go into my F6B templates, my new outline, and here's the one we're going to use, Red Small New, because it's the newest one, so it's going to have any corrections. So let's go ahead and change the background to make it a little easier to view. And let's go ahead and center this. Now, I've got all these black outlines, and I like to do the outlines because it makes the colors on the bike pop. But like I said, that causes an issue when I bring it in to CorelDraw to convert it to embroidery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it all, and then I'm going to go to select up here, and we're going to go Outlines, All Outlines. And you'll see over here, all my outlines are selected now. Then I'm just going to delete. So it looks like I've lost all of my detail for my black outlines. So now I select all. I go up on Design and go to Export. And then I'm going to export this as an SVG file. So I'm done here in Embird. I can go ahead and close Embird out using parallels. I wish I'd come out with a Mac version. So once I'm in the new design, I'm going to go up and click on my CorelDraw graphics. I've got this synchronized with 2019. When I bought it, it came with 2017. I understand now it's shipping with 2020. So now I want to import my SVG. So I'm going to go back to my embroidery files directory, go back to dry heat embroidery, templates, F6B, new outline, and there's the one, the most recent one I did, F6B no outline, import. And here's the file. And if you look, you'll see that there's no black lines. There is nothing covering it over. Everything looks as it should. So just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and select it all. And then let's come up here to Convert Graphics to Embroidery. And I know you're going to think this is magic because I think it's magic. There it is. Now, you'll see there's some running stitches around these objects. They weren't visible in the CorelDraw. So if we go up to select my stitch type. It's under Edit, and I'm going to select Run. I'm going to click OK. Now I know that the running stitches in here are all going to be black. So then I click on black, and there it is. Now, what normally took me 6 to 10 hours of manually digitizing, I have now done in almost no time at all. There are a couple of things that need to be corrected. You'll notice that the conversion has changed some items, brought them in as columns, and the columns won't want to stitch out very well because they're too wide. So for example, this tire, I can click on the tire, I can press my H key to edit, I can come up and I can click on radial fill settings. And then if I grab the center point and move it up to here, then I can change this to tatami, and everything's going to stitch out just fine. Very easy to do. If you look at the rim here, same thing. I can change this to tatami. It's going to look funny that way, but if I do radial fill and change this to the center point, now look at how it stitches. It looks a lot cleaner. Again, there are some things that you'll have to clean up. If this were small, then that satin stitch on the exhaust would probably work out fine. But this is 8 inches wide now, so let's just make that the tatami fill. Again, here's the back tire. Let's make it H. To edit, let's go tatami and radial fill. You can see right here where it's distorted. Let's take this and bring it up to what should be the center of the tire, and now you'll see the stitching is all well organized. And O to go ahead and exit out of that. So I've got maybe an hour's worth of work to clean this up, but you got to admit that's a whole lot better than redigitizing everything. So I hope you found this informative, and I hope it helps you bring in your old designs that you've digitized from Embird or any other program so that you can use them in Wilcom Embroidery Studio.